The need for answers keeps you dependent upon your source for solutions. I want you just to stare at that and just let that sink in for a second. The number one reason I believe why God delays in any prayer is because of this right here. Is because he wants to continually remind you who the source is. But all too often, we want to pray, God, right now, right now, right now. And what would happen if that came to pass? And I'm not saying that you can't pray in that way and that God can't do something right now. But what would happen if that mechanism, that formula were true in everything that we ask for from the Lord? Well, we would receive it, and guess what we would do? We would go on and we would live our life that day without any regard for him. We may say thank you a few times, but our default setting is selfishness. And if we're not careful, if we are the ones in control of how everything is answered and how everything happens, we'll just live our life just saying, God, do this, and God, do this, and God, do this, and God, do this. As if, though, he's at our every beck and call. But the Lord wants us to be reminded continuously it's not our power, and it's not our authority, and it's not our tone of voice, and it's not our arrogance, it's not our confidence. It's him, his power working through us and in us to do what? To bring glory to himself. And all too often, these delays, we're thinking that God's distant and that he doesn't love us. No, he's teaching you. That's right. He's teaching you. That's right. And you do this already. You understand this already because you're parents with children. And you tell them to wait on purpose. Why? Because you know it's good for them. No, you can't have that candy, that snack. You have to wait. You have to wait for dinner. You have to wait until we get there. You can't, you're not old enough. You're not old enough to drive. You have to wait. Why? Because you got to learn some stuff. How many know there's only, I don't even think they really should have driver's licenses at 16. That terrifies me now that I'm older. How many of you, it terrifies you? It's just, the older you get, this stuff just feels too young because they don't have the capacity, to allow children to give them condoms, excuse me for being so crude, but to give them condoms and to think that they can emotionally handle that kind of interaction. Who do we think we're kidding? They're children. They're kids, and the older that we get, we realize this. It's like we're just winding them up just to go out there and to explode. They can't handle it. And that's why we tell people to wait. And that's why delay is so important. We can't hand the younger generation everything that takes a lifetime to acquire. They've got to earn it. Otherwise, they don't appreciate it. Multiple confirmations over a period of time throughout your lifetime from multiple sources. And guess who the source is? And he's going to want you to keep going back. He wants you to keep seeking him. He wants you to keep praying for that thing. He wants you to keep declaring that you're healed and that you're whole. You have to do that every day. He wants you to continue to declare your identity in him, that I am a child of God, that I'm bought with a price. I'm not my own, that the enemy is under my feet. I've got the armor of the Spirit on me, the helmet of salvation, the breastplate of righteousness, and my loins girded with truth, that I'm a child of God, that I'm walking as a king's kid. I have sonship, and I can walk boldly in the throne room. He wants you to acknowledge these types of perspectives and mindsets each and every day, because if you're not connected to him in those ways, your default setting of selfishness will continually pull you away and pull you away and pull you away until you're more and more distant from God and unable to hear his voice and know his purpose and plan for your life. You want to know God's will? You got to seek after it. Multiple confirmations over a period of time. You got to earn it from multiple sources. You got to be sensitive to what's going on around you.